Hello and welcome back to another video, and today, as you can see, we're actually playing F1 2019, so I'm taking one video off from MotoGP 20 because obviously most of the time we're playing MotoGP 20, so today I thought we'd play some F1 2019 with a 2020 mod, since F1 2020 will be coming out soon, and I might be doing some videos on that when it comes out. So doing a 50% race here at Austria, playing as Lewis Hamilton with the new black Mercedes livery. It's also got black suit, black gloves, black boots. The team gear hasn't been updated yet. I couldn't find a mod for that. I've installed just a load of mods and sort of put them together, but yeah, I couldn't find a mod that used the black team gear yet, so we'll have to have the normal Mercedes team gear. But we'll get this race started then. So here we go then. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Waiting for lights to go out. Lights out and away we go. Now I've got auto ERS on because I can't be bothered to have to change the ERS about 20,000 times a lap. So as we go to the first corner, then we're closing up to the back of Latifi and Russell ahead. They can't change the names in this game, so it's still got the names of some of the 2019 drivers. So side by side with the two Williamses, and I think Pierre Gasly and the AlphaTauri on the other side there as well. I think it looks like Russell's come out on top. But we're up the inside now of Kimi Räikkönen as well. No, Gasly's going around the outside in the AlphaTauri. There's been a yellow flag. Don't know who's crashed, looking behind.
That's a strong start.
So, a strong start. We've only just gone past Latifi. We're going past Russell now on the exit of this corner. Look how far Latifi's dropped off the back, so maybe it's Latifi that brought out the yellow flag. He might have clipped the back of Russell or something. Looking for around the outside of Danny Kvyat, but we couldn't quite pull that off there. On the power though, can we go to the inside of Kvyat? It could be a bit close here, up the inside of him. He's left us the room, fair play. So up into 17th place. Ricciardo's down in 16th, so what's happened to Ricciardo here? He must have had an appalling qualifying. Yeah, Ricciardo's pretty far down the order here in the Renault. I know it wasn't great last year, but it wasn't this bad. As we go into the penultimate turn then, Bottas has already crossed the line, so if we've got any chance of winning this race, we need to get a move on and try and get past Danny Rick as soon as we can. So we're in the slipstream of Ricciardo then. Not quite been able to do anything yet. Oh, the rear sliding there through the first corner. I'm not sure how many pit stops we're doing in this race, and actually check the race strategy. I don't know if it's going to rain either towards the end. I like to go into these things a bit more blind. We're looking at the inside of Ricciardo, almost locking up and hitting Gasly at the back actually. On the inside of Ricciardo, on the power, still side by side with Ricciardo. He has now backed out, so we're up into 16th place then. Got the slipstream on Pierre Gasly. Can we go up the inside of him? He's left. That's not quite a car's width, so I couldn't quite force my way up the inside there. But I think Ricciardo's back up the inside. Wow. Yeah, well done Ricciardo. I mean, that was a good move. I mean, obviously we did have the contact, but I didn't expect him to come back up the inside. So we're back down into 17th again now. So here we go then. On the run to the penultimate turn, side by side with Ricciardo on the brakes. Up the inside, have we got it done? Yes, we have. So Bottas, again, still leading the race. I think Bottas is going to absolutely walk away with this one here at Austria. I think there's McLaren leading this train by the looks of it on the map.
Good job, nice overtake. DRS is
Jeff getting very excited there then.
available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
So DRS activated now. We made a mistake and Ricciardo's coming back at us again. So we shouldn't really be battling with the Renault this much here. But we've got the slipstream on Gasly, obviously the DRS as well. We can't go to the inside, but he's gone defensive. So we go around the outside of Pierre then. I think Ricciardo... Oh no, it's Pierre still on the inside. I thought Ricciardo was trying to get up the inside of Pierre as well. But Pierre sort of came back at us. We're up into 15th now. We've got the DRS to Kimi Räikkönen now. But we're not going to be close enough to make a move at the end of this straight. So I have to bed in for a little bit here. You know, try and regroup and try and pick off some more places. But never mind, we're going straight past Räikkönen. Oh, I've got to get a wheel on the grass. So Räikkönen's still on the inside, though. We've got to leave in the room. Leave the Iceman some room around the outside, then up into 14th place then. So Kevin Magnussen up next. But then through the last corner then. In the slipstream, got the DRS again on Kevin Magnussen. He's going to go defensive. We'll go to the outside. We can't quite do it. Jeff trying to make us change to rich mix, but get the switchback on him. The switchback of dreams there on Kevin Magnussen. I think that's going to allow Räikkönen to get past him, yeah, because Kevin really messed up the first corner. Look how many wide. They've got about 4 wide up ahead. So I think Sykes has just overtaken Giovinazzi, Stroll and Grosjean, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we got a good run on Ocon here then. And obviously it still says Hulkenberg on the name, but they can't change the names in this game, like I said. But we've gone straight past Ocon like he was standing still. But he's come back at us, actually. So we're trying to hang it around the outside of Ocon. Side by side, he's still there. I can still see the end plate of his front wing. Hitting the brakes nice and late then for this. Oh, I've gone on the grass on the inside. We've kind of actually gone into Ocon's line a little bit there. So a little bit dirty, but unintentional, of course. So we are up into 12th place now then. Giovinazzi's up next. So here we go then. Once again, we've got the switch back on Giovinazzi, or Giovinazzi. I'm not actually 100% sure how it's pronounced. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Here we go, side by side with him into the first corner. Then he's trying to hang it around the outside. I'm still on the inside. I think we've got the move done. Yes, we have. So we're up into 11th place now then. Romain Grosjean in the other Haas up next then. We're on lap 5, so it's not taking us too long to get up into 11th place. Obviously, if we were doing a 25% race, we'd be in a bit of trouble. But I'm not that great at the F1 game, so I thought I'd give myself enough time to try and at least car through the pack. But it looks like there's some big gaps ahead of the two McLarens. Obviously, I think it might be Norris to lead McLaren. I think Sainz is behind him. Then we've got Stroll ahead of Grosjean. Oh, Stroll's locked up a little bit. Here we go, then we've got a good run on Grosjean. But he's got some slipstream off of Stroll, of course. I'm going to the inside, but we're not going to be able to go up the inside there. I've actually braked very early, but I didn't want to hit him up the back. I've actually carried a bit more speed through the corner there. Around the outside of Grosjean through the last corner. That would have been a bit of an optimistic move. Didn't even mean to do that. We actually lost a bit of run because of it, but we've actually got quite far in front of Giovinazzi now. So Grosjean's looking for a move on Stroll. So the AI battling it is nice to see. Stroll versus Grosjean side by side. I've almost lost it trying to get on the power earlier than both of them. So we've actually squandered an opportunity there to pass Stroll. But Stroll has now been passed by Grosjean. I'll probably go for it into turn 3 up the inside on the brakes. We're looking for the move. We're just getting his nose up in the inside. But yeah, we weren't enough alongside. So we did try to just bang into Stroll there. So it was a bit of a clumsy move from myself. That's allowed Giovinazzi to catch up a little bit more. Here we go then, straight past Stroll in the 2019 Mercedes. Just a joke, of course, it's a 2020 Racing Point. But I think it actually might be the Mercedes model though in the mod, because obviously it looks quite similar. So here we go once again then in the DRS of Romain Grosjean. We're going to go to the inside this time. We should be able to pass him before the first corner if we're using the camera to look behind. There we go, moving back over on him a little bit, but I just wanted a better line through the first corner then. So up into 9th place now then. Lando Norris up next, and then it's Carlos Sainz. So this is probably where I'll burn a bit of fuel to try and gain some time on the two McLarens up ahead. So then, we're actually closing quite quickly up to the two McLarens. We're not too far behind them, but the car ahead of them is actually Bottas. Now, he had an issue, and it's caused him to drop from the lead all the way down into about 6th place then. But Jeff has just told me that he's now fixed the issue, so Bottas will be flying through the order, so we can actually try and follow Bottas there. We're going purple in the first sector. Sainz and Norris go side by side through this turn 3 then. We've got the really good drive. Jeff is now talking while I'm trying to go side by side with the McLaren. I think I might have got a bit of damage. No, I've not. So I've just hit one of the McLarens a little bit there on the exit. I thought I got a bit of damage. We're going to pass Norris now as well. So we passed both McLarens because they were squabbling over each other. I'll go back down to standard mix now. Hopefully you could hear me because Jeff was also talking. I'm not sure how the audio on the game is going to be. If it's going to be too loud or whatnot. But we're now up into 7th place. You can see Perez ahead, then Bottas ahead of him. So hopefully we can try and follow Bottas through, but Norris is not done yet. Here comes Norris. He must have turned up his engine, turned up his DRS probably. And here he goes back up the inside through the penultimate turn. So Norris back ahead of us there. It's kind of embarrassing to be re-overtaken by McLaren. So here we go then. Got the DRS. Once again go up into rich mix. Go to the left-hand side. Round the outside of Norris through the first corner. A little bit off track there, but I am using the reduced corner cutting rules because I would get so many penalties if it was on strict. So we're up into 7th position then. Sergio Perez in the other Racing Point up next then. The two McLarens still going side by side. To be honest, the Ferrari and the Red Bull aren't that far in front, so I'm guessing that's Vettel and Albon in front. But they're actually not too far ahead. I think Leclerc's the one out leading, and I think it might be Max in second. I could be wrong because Vettel's AI is quite good in the F1 game, so it could be Leclerc up ahead. So Bottas has actually caught up to the Ferrari. I think Albon's got past him now, so I think the Ferrari might have an issue as well. Because he seems to be dropping through, unless he's just struggling with the tyres, because we are getting to the end of the stint. There's only about 2 more laps until the pit window opens now, and my tyres are feeling horrible at this point. But hopefully we can try and get past Perez before the pit window. We struggled to get away from Norris, but we have now got a bit of a gap to Norris. Hopefully I can try and get past Perez pretty shortly, and then maybe even try and challenge the Ferrari up ahead. I think it is Vettel, so Leclerc is the one at the lead. We've got a good run on Perez here, flying past Perez with the DRS and the rich mix. Personal best lap of the race as well. Vettel going back around the outside of Bottas by the looks of it though through the first corner. They go side by side, they're costing each other so much time. Here as we go up the hill then, Bottas and Vettel still go side by side. Bottas actually had to concede, so actually maybe Vettel doesn't have a problem because he would be losing time on the straights, you'd assume, if he had some sort of issue that was causing him to drop through the pack. But here we go, we've got the switch back on our own teammate Bottas. Bottas has had a terrible exit from that traction zone there. We've got the DRS side by side with Bottas. We've now overtaken our teammate and we're pretty close to the back of Vettel. Vettel goes very defensive there, and we've almost hit him at the back actually. He slowed down way more, so maybe he does have a problem. Vettel, I think Vettel's going into the pits. Yes, he is around the outside of him as he goes into the pits, so I think Vettel might have been struggling with tyres, and that might have been why he was dropping through the pack all of a sudden. So now we've got a bit of clean track ahead to Albon in third.
Let's box this lap.
We are boxing this lap apparently, so I would have thought Bottas would have boxed on the previous lap. We've finally got a warning for exceeded track limits, and that's fair because we absolutely cut that corner. So Bottas is all over the back of us then as we're coming into the pits then. So Bottas got it. Oh, Bottas almost turned in on us in the pit lane. I suppose that's what I did to Vettel. I got very close, but I think that was a bit closer than I got to Vettel. So here we go then, slowing down for the pit lane line. We've got a screen freeze.
We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left.
That was very close to speeding into the pit lane. I got a massive screen freeze on the way into the pits. And there we go. We're not being held by anyone. No one else needs to be pitting on this lap. Obviously, Vettel pit on the previous lap. Everybody else needs to be staying out a bit longer. So maybe we're doing a different strategy to the rest of the AI. So we've got to watch out for that.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on
So
this
we are
one.
actually still behind Vettel. Vettel has actually managed to get the undercut on us. So hopefully we're able to get the undercut on Bottas. We're in front of Magnussen. So obviously we've got a massive advantage compared to Magnussen. It wasn't that long ago that we overtook him. But Vettel's goes side by side with the car ahead. We'll push on this outlap, then hopefully we can try and stay ahead of Bottas. So there we go then, side by side with Giovinazzi. He's just absolutely braked. I'm guessing he was going to go into the pit lane and I was blocking him. Bottas is in for a stop this lap. Jeff just told me over the radio. Gone a little bit wide to the last corner. We are closing up to Vettel, of course, because of him being held up by the cars ahead. Bottas is coming out the pits now, but we are going to be ahead of him, I think. Jumped him by quite a bit, actually, so this outlap was definitely worth it. Stroll holding up Vettel so much. Vettel moving over on us a little bit there. So Bottas coming out the pits behind us. And here we go now then on the left-hand side of Vettel. Vettel's been boxed in behind Ocon. Here we go up the hill. Ocon's moving over on the outside to get away from Stroll. And that's put me on a really bad line. So once again, Vettel's back through, getting the switch back on Vettel on the power. On the inside of Stroll then now. So Stroll really holding us up. Getting the slipstream on Ocon as well. Can we get past Ocon into this braking zone on the inside of Ocon? We've gone a little bit hot actually. Very, very hot. But I think we've kept the position ahead of him. So yes, we have. So cutting through the AI. Very, very important there. So Max Verstappen up next now then. I don't believe Albon's pitted yet. So I'm guessing that he'll probably maybe drop behind us if he stays out too much longer. So Norris is in now. We're going to pass Norris. Now here's Albon coming out of the pits. So he is going to stay ahead. But he has definitely lost some time to us. That's for sure, because he's now right there, just a little bit up the road. About actually the distance Vettel was in front of us, although Vettel was being held up by slower cars. Vettel and Bottas have now got past all the cars because they've either pitted or they've passed them. So we've got to watch out for those guys definitely coming back at us now.
Okay, some information on Bottas. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Also, Jeff just told me Bottas has got a mechanical problem, so I think again he's got the same issue he had before that got fixed. So this is really bad for Bottas. It should have been an easy win for him, but he's been absolutely destroyed in this race just by his car. So here we go then. We're finally in Albon's DRS. We've been catching him slowly over the last few laps. We're finally close enough to be in the DRS. We've got a really, really good run on him. He's on the mediums actually. So is he going to go for a two-stop? That's quite interesting. So we go round the outside then of Albon up into third place then. So the other Red Bull next then, Max Verstappen, but he is so far in the distance. Same with Leclerc as well. I'm guessing Albon's going to stick with us with the DRS as well. So it's not over yet. But yeah, those guys are medium tyres, so I'm interested to see what strategy they're on. Here comes Albon again. He's looking at the inside of the penultimate turn. So there he goes, straight back past us again. Obviously with those slightly softer tyres and the DRS. That is definitely going to help him out. But we've got the DRS again, back on him again. I've said again too many times. To the left-hand side of Albon. Towards the first corner, hitting the brakes on the 100-metre board. I'm going to have to leave some room for him on the inside. I'm still on the outside of him. He's kept the position for now. Albon's doing fantastic in this race, really, in the race with the racecraft. We've got the slipstream on him. I want to kind of stay behind him for the DRS detection point. But now I'll go for the outside move. We're not going to quite be able to pull that one off. I've actually locked up on the outside, otherwise I would have gone for a switchback. We're still on the switchback anyway. Here we go then. We've got past him and we got the DRS because I stayed behind for the detection point. So hopefully that will allow us to get ahead of Albon now and try and hunt down Verstappen. So Albon has upped his pace again and he's having another attack on us.
4 seconds.
We had actually gained quite a bit of time on Max before that, but Albon all of a sudden has gained a lot of time back on us. I think I probably made a few mistakes. So Albon's back ahead of us now. I think it looks like we're not going to be able to catch Verstappen at this point, hoping that they're doing an extra stop, but I'm guessing not. So we're going to squeeze Albon towards the inside. I was still behind through the detection point, so once again we're going to... He's actually managed to stop it this time though, so maybe it's going to be a bit more difficult to pass him. Obviously trying to do what we did last time, side by side with Albon on the DRS. Back ahead of Alexander Albon. Once again trying to focus on trying to catch up to Max Verstappen. It'd be better if he just sat behind. I could tow him up to Verstappen, but I suppose it's his teammate. He doesn't want us to catch him up. So Charles Leclerc wins the Austrian Grand Prix of 2020 then, well the first one. And we're going to come home in third. We couldn't quite catch up to Verstappen unfortunately. We did manage to gap Albon, but we just lost too much time fighting with him. We managed to recover from last to third then. A pretty good race, obviously 50% race. I've not actually done that many 50% races on this game. I haven't actually played F1 2019 that much as a whole. I'm hoping to play a bit more of F1 2020. But I hope you guys did enjoy that race. It was quite an enjoyable race to fight through the pack. It obviously was unfortunate we couldn't win the race. We couldn't quite catch up to Verstappen, but these things happen. Well, considering Bottas had another issue, he did fantastically to still come 5th place. I must say, a round of applause to him. We did get the fastest lap of the race. We set a few fastest laps on the way trying to catch Verstappen. We did take a massive chunk out of him. But we only took about 2 seconds out of Leclerc overall. Leclerc was flying in that one. He was about 11 seconds in front of us for most of the race and ended up only 9 seconds ahead. Albon really started to drop back. As soon as we got out of the DRS, he just dropped so far back. I'm not really sure what it was. I turned up the engine for a couple laps, just gapped him out of the DRS, and then I had a really good rhythm. I was just setting fastest lap after fastest lap. I think I set about 3 else 4 fastest laps on my way to third there, but we couldn't quite catch Verstappen, unfortunately. But not many cars overall were lapped. I think we only lapped a few cars. So Leclerc lapped Gasly, Russell, and Latifi there then, with Perez retiring. Obviously, I know has the wrong flags, the wrong names and stuff, but you can't change the names. I'm not sure about the flags, to be honest. I've not done that much F1 2019 stuff. But I hope you guys did enjoy that race then. I'd like to try and bring some more F1 content to the channel. I do like playing the F1 game, and like I said earlier on in the video, I'm probably going to be playing some F1 2020 when it comes out. So let me know if you want to see me do a career mode on that game. I don't mind doing a career mode on that. And also let me know if you want it to be regular on my team, because there is a new team career mode. I'll probably go with the regular career mode, but if you want to see my team, I will do my team. Just depends what you guys want to see. Obviously, after all, it is you watching the content. Or, of course, if you don't want to see an F1 career mode at all, again, do let me know. But I would like to try and do one, maybe run it a bit alongside my MotoGP career mode, just to vary up the content a little bit. Obviously, we do a lot of MotoGP videos, which is the main focus of this channel, but it's nice to change things up every so often. Like I said, I hope you did enjoy that video then. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next video.